The NFL is on EA Sports as we bring you a look inside Highmark Stadium here at Orchard Park, New York. And we are underway in Buffalo. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mayfield going to the air right away. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
We'll have to see what kind of looks this defense is going to throw at them as this game moves along, but they're in a zone to start. I do think we'll see plenty of man coverage as we move along, but the first throw of this one, incomplete.
2nd and 10. Mayfield. They're looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
So after the INT, it's Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Here's Allen to throw it. Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That is incomplete.
And that's where you want to use your big tight end. Let him use his size and frame to go up and get the deep ball in the end zone. But that time, they couldn't connect.
To throw, it's Allen. And his throw here's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
From the gun, it's Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Now Allen sliding out of the pocket. That is caught. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Allen now looks to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Khalil Shakir from 8 yards out. And the Bills take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. To throw, Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. Back deep is Brandon Codrington. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. And a fair catch is taken here a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Has his man. It's Shakir. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. To the air, Allen. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 25-yard line. Throwing now is Allen. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Now a 2nd and 10. Allen. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Allen going to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Davis will take this over the line. Touchdown, Buffalo. Another impressive drive. So they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Mayfield now. This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
Now Mayfield. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Mayfield now from the 50. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And again, it's Mayfield. Looking downfield for Godwin. And this is caught. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, 50 yards. And the Buccaneers are back within a score. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Oh, well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. And sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Here's Allen. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Allen. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. He'll look down the field here for Kincaid, and that is incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Now Allen again. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got this down to the 35. And the Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Regular. All 52.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Going up top. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Bucs are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Mayfield to throw it. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the stick.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
56. Go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. James Cook as the first half is winding down. And the Bills will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes it 21-8. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first The second half will commence from the 30-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They'll look to throw here on first down. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long.
Hey, home. What's that?
Here's Allen to throw it. His throw incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Half 10. What's that?
Back to throw. Allen. Pretty good job escaping the pressure. Gets him 15 yards on the scramble, but now it's fourth down.
Tight. Middle. Half. What's that?
They do go for it. Here's Allen. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
What's that?
First down, here's the run with Cook. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. They run it again with Cook. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Here's third and a few inches.
56. What's that?
Davis, he'll try to run for it. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. It'll be first and goal when we come back. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. They'll try and run for it with Davis. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Up the middle to Davis. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Ray Davis, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Allen will try to throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Trask. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Now he's free at the 35. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation point, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
Left side, Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Getting to him for the loss there, that's Kalijah Cansey. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Cook again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. James Cook with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass. Let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground. And he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Throwing, Trask. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's Trask. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Now Cook running right. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 57 yards rushing for him now to this point. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. On play action, Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
So Allen's going to look to throw. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. Getting the ball is Cook running left. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They'll run with Cook. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Allen taking it himself, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Bass on for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Let's go.
Now Trask.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Trask again.
That is caught. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
Trask to throw it. Delivering a pass here to Evans on the out route.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
Setting to throw. Here's Trask.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Rasul Douglas picks it.
But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And Allen is actually going to throw it here.
He'll look down the field here for Kincaid.
And got his man complete.
Big strides, look at him go.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
One last shot here. Trask.
And that will be incomplete. as time has run out on this football game.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, we see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme tonight. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers on Thursday night.
It's the only fan-owned franchise here in the NFL. And tens of thousands of those fans have their cheese heads on and have filled the stands of historic Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
We're playing under the lights and some heavy rain here tonight. And here we go from Lambeau. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Going run again with Jacobs. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Brought down by Rasul Douglas. It's a gain of 5, and he's just short. So that's 3rd and less than a yard.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That one gains 7. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Kicks the handoff, now Love. That's reeled in by Jaden Reed. How about a big hitter, 30-40 yards there and a new set of downs.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Motioning the tight end now. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. He's contained at the line for no gain. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Play fake. It's Love. And he's got it. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. But they couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Brandon McManus on for the PAT. Bad weather doesn't affect that extra point. It's good. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Bills for their opening drive. And leading them out, someone who's still the pride of Wyoming University and Fireball, California. One of the league's best and biggest arms, Josh Allen.
We've seen a lot of big arms come and go in the NFL. Few translate that talent, though, into stardom, quite like Josh Allen. It's fun for me on the college football road when I ask these young quarterbacks who they idolize, who they look up to. And just about every big guy that can run says the same thing, Josh Allen, because that skill set is so tantalizing. A player who can rip off a highlight reel play with the pass and just as easy with the down in just about any situation.
He lofts it deep left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Back to the air. Allen. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was looking for Keon Coleman on that throw. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It can be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that. You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
So on 4th down, on comes Sam Martin to handle the punt for the Bills. And he drives this into the pouring rain. And a sure-handed play there in the rain. He brings in the fair catch without a problem. No return on that punt. And the Packers will take over possession. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Running on first here with Jacobs. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Second down now, 7 to go. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. This finds Dobbs. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano.
You know what I love about this? Never showing panic. When he leaves the pocket, look at his eyes. They continue to search downfield. They're never looking at the rush. They're finding the open man downfield before running out of real estate.
Love on 3rd and short. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First down, ball at the 36. Throwing now, off play action. Flushed out of the pocket. Steps up, and he's running with it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Love from the gun. That's into the hands of Dobbs. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Tight end going in motion here. Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Shotgun now for Love. It's a Green Bay touchdown. A quick second score for him, Brock, already. And we aren't even out of this opening quarter yet.
I think I just saw that D coordinator rip up his game plan down on the sidelines, because you got to find some new resources here. You got to dedicate more bodies, more physicality to this playmaker, because we know in this league, when you get a guy going like this, they're going to go to him until you stop him.
McManus on for the extra point. Got a good plant in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Packers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Here comes the Bills offense for their second drive of the game. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. First tone of the game for James Cook. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Brought down by Quay Walker. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
We send a man in motion. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. He's got this complete to James Cook. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Bills first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Now the shotgun give to Cook. Escapes a defender. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
This offense will take that from their ground game every time. But I know, because I've been around this league a long time, runs like that, they're really hard to come by. It takes everybody. And maybe a little breakdown there on defense, too, to take advantage of.
That finds his man. It's Keon Coleman. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
1st and 10 from the 41. They kick the running back in motion. Allen now on first down. Rolling left, buying some time. He's keeping it.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Running back sent in motion. From the 35 on 2nd down. That one's cut along the left sideline. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bills first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
The drive picks up here. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Intercepted in the end zone.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, well, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. He'll cobble together a yard there. Ed Oliver there to make the stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He's on the move. Now he takes it.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Love out of the shotgun. And as that one falls incomplete, all eyes shifting to the flag that was thrown. If it's defensive, we've got a 1st down here. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give them that 1st down. They got the interference call on 3rd down, and that keeps this drive going with a new set of downs. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They stick with Jacobs. Past midfield to the 45. And he's down to the 42-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Throwing now from the gun. He's going to push one deep down the right. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And it sets up 2nd down.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
Now a toss. This is Jacobs. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Did this defense ever need that or what? Just a step in some kind of right direction. Hopefully now they can build on that sack and claw their way back from this pretty slow start.
So 4th down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. And he drives this one into the pouring rain. And he put just a little too much on this one as it hits in the end zone for a touchback. The Bills offense all set for their next drive. And we'll see if they go right back to the passing game here, coming off an interception they threw in enemy territory. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Allen setting up play action. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Allen. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys got a little fun with him in practice this week, because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Allen. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Sam Martin on the punt. And he's only a handful of yards from his own goal line. Fair catch called for and made at the 35-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be their football. Out now runs the Packer offense. And this game is comfortably in hand early. They take possession with a 14-0 lead. A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Here's Love to throw. That's to the sideline. It's a catch by Dobbs. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. 1st down throw. Here's Love. Fits it through the middle. And he's taken down at the 30. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. That's Gregory Rousseau who cleaned up that play. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
He's throwing deep to the left side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as it begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Takes the handoff, now Love. He's looking deep once again. That's much too high and out of the end zone, incomplete.
Boy, take a look at that. Look at him locking down his area of the end zone. They could bring it in close enough to take shots, but there are no easy touchdowns.
On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. From the right hash, about 45 yards out. The kick by Folk is good. And that will add to their score.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
On now is McManus to kick this away. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Buffalo sending its offense to the field. And coming off a 3-and-out, Brock, they really need to build some momentum from the ground as they try to get on that scoreboard here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. On 1st down, Allen. He finds Kincaid. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 41. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Allen looking to throw. Pass complete to Cook. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Play action now with Allen. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Sam Martin on again now to punt it away. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. And they'll down this kick at the 11-yard line, so long field ahead on this next possession. The Packers all set to get back out there. It sure seems like they've been able to score every time they've touched it this quarter, Brock, so high hopes again for this upcoming series. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. 17-0 is our score. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Handoff here to Jacobs. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Jacobs running behind center. Still finding room past the 45. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Now after the run, we see he's visibly shaken up. Team medical staffers headed over to take a look. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Tight end motioning right. They'll run it. This is A.J. Dillon. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Left side into the hands of Dobbs. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Love on 3rd and short. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
This defense needed that, Kate. Just something good to happen. Creating a negative play. You never know when this thing could turn in the NFL. And that sack is exactly what the doctor ordered.
The Packers send out their punting unit. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Got 46 on his first punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. Now we've got the Bills offense headed back to the field. And in a 3-score game, Brock, they have to find a way to reestablish some control here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Cook. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
That's complete to Coleman out left. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Bills first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10. Here's Allen. Working the sideline. That's Coleman. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Throwing here, Allen. Hits him on the out route. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Packers side of the field.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Allen gonna throw again. A quick slant here into the hands of Cooper. And he's gonna be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
To throw again, it's Allen. Cook calls it in. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. And it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Putting a receiver in motion. Cook trying this one up the gut. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle. No gain on second down, and they need two here on third.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Allen on 3rd and 2. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. Edger and Cooper takes it away. And the Packers see their return stop just a little bit short of their own 30.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
Now here comes the Green Bay offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Now begin the drive with Dillon. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll go from the gun with Lloyd. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That's good for 7 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Dillon, a 1st down carry. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Love from the gun. Rolling out to his... Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
One of the big lessons you learn transitioning from college to the NFL is you can't get it all back at once, offensively or defensively. But this is the right way to go about it now defensively. You got to get a sack. You got to get something going to stem this momentum, and that might just be the sack they needed.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Play fake. It's Love. He's going deep. He's got it inside the 10. And he'll take this one in for the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers parlay the interception into points. It's a Romeo Doubs touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
McManus on for the extra point. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Packers make it a 24-point ball game. On now is McManus to kick this away. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Bills set to take over offensively. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Cook. This is ahead for about 5. Brought down by Quay Walker. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. That's caught for the 1st. Keeps on moving into the red zone. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. Now, I know that's one of his favorite routes to run, Brock, but that has got to be one of a quarterback's favorite throws to make as well, right? Drop it in over the defender and take the lid off the D for 6.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner. They've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to drop it right over the top.
Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. Bad weather doesn't affect that extra point. It's good. And the Bills pull a little closer. It's a 17-point game now. Bass now to kick this away. Nixon now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lloyd on the shotgun handoff. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Back now, pressure on its way. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Love out of the shotgun. Able to get it to Reed. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Throwing now, off play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. Steps up, and he's running with it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Second and 1. This is on target to Christian Watson. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Ball at the 33 for first down. A handoff right for Dillon. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Shotgun now for Love. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
And the kick by Folk is good. And that extends the lead to 20.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Ty Johnson now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Possession switching back to Buffalo as their offense heads out. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Gets this to Kincaid. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They kick the running back in motion. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Short pass brought in. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Now the shotgun give to Cook. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Eric Stokes getting there for the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Back to throw now, Allen. Pass complete to Cook. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Allen now on first down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. And my hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
Shakir in motion right. 2nd and 10 now. Throw right side, and Shakir has it. And that will not be enough for a first down. Third down, 1 yard to go. To the air again, Allen. Complete beyond the marker. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
They've got first down from the 31. Again, Allen to the air. That's to the sideline, and Shakir snags it. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
You know, Kate, that really is one of the benefits that comes with experience. You'll feel it. Right? Look at the quarterback, never seeing the rush, never looking at the rush. Instead, eyes are downfield, and the big play follows.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Allen gonna throw again. Finds Kincaid. And he has them a first down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. To throw again, it's Allen. And in, touchdown, Buffalo. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Bass on for the extra point. Got a good plant in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Bills drop the lead back to 13. Bass now to kick this away. Nixon now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Packers are headed back to the field, so we'll get a look at Romeo Doubs. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Love now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They were looking for him again, Brock, and for a moment, we thought he had another catch, but then that contact knocked the football from his hands.
Kind of become a victim of his own early success. Not too different, Kate, than a pass rusher that gets a sack. You know what happens? Got to slide to him, got to chip to him. You get a receiver that gets it going like this, you know more contact and more focus is coming his way.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Dillon gets it on the counter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. Again, Daniel Whelan heading out for another punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Takes it in at the 26. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Bills and quarterback Josh Allen ready to get back to work now on offense. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Man in motion here. On 1st down, Allen. Cook calls it in. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Bills moving quickly now. They're in the hurry up. Play action now. Allen. And he must have overlooked the linebacker there because he was right in the way to swat it away and bring out the incompletion.
You know, that is so hard to do. It's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Allen on 3rd down. He finds Kincaid. And he's tackled for a short gain. The Packers take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. The Bills with a punt team out there. Nixon deep to return. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in the half. That's enough time to put something together. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Love from the gun. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
2nd and 6 now. He's got Watson. We'll have him gain about a handful there. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano. Third and just 2 to go. Love out of the shotgun. Flushed out of the pocket. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Thrown on 1st down, Love. Reed's got it. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Love. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Shotgun now for Love. Watson with the catch. And he gets him around 6 there. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. From the left hash, a 40-yard look. And the kick by Folk is good. And that'll give him a 16-point advantage.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. Here comes the final play of our first half. A final throw before the break. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection. That's halftime here in Green Bay. The Cheeseheads with plenty to cheer about as their Packers had the lead. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. It was the Packers' leading man, quarterback Jordan Love, who turned in a solid performance in that first half. He got off to a hot start with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes, threw another for good measure in the second quarter, so he has been on target throughout.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Johnson with a return here. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Bills headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Jair Alexander with the stop.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He's got the hook up to Cooper. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Allen to throw. That's complete to Coleman on the slant. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
They're set up at the 35 now. And they send a man in motion. Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. Gets this to Kincaid. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
To the air again, Allen. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Amari Cooper, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them. And that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
They'll try it on the ground. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Well, I know we normally look for where the breakdown occurred here, partner, but I think he just made a really good play defensively to get back there.
Yeah, you're not just thinking. He absolutely did it. That defender was reacting. Go shoot your shot. And that is teaching tape for that.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Nixon now to return it. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Packers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. First and 10 now from the 30. Play fake, it's Love. Taken in by Dobbs. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
It's Dillon here on 2nd down. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Watson, quick pass wide. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Christian Benford up to make that stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll give this up the middle to Dillon. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Packers.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down from the red zone. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. So 2nd down coming up.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Shotgun give now to Dillon. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. Love looking to pass. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
Well, that was all about the eyes. You've got to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender and make sure you know where that throw is going. And when it does, well, you got to react and knock it away. That is well done.
A familiar sight in this contest, Brock. He's out there again for another field goal try. He's looking 34 yards here down the middle. The kick by Folk is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Well, when we start discussing who their most dependable scorer is in this game, I don't think it's one of these skill guys, not even the quarterback, who comes to my mind first. I'm going to bring up this kicker. He's now a perfect 4 for 4 on field goals and contributing big time to this lead.
On now is McManus to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Bills and James Cook making their way back out on offense now. And his attention has gone to all of their receivers, Brock. This guy has continued to do damage in the passing game as well. Quite a weapon they've been able to use him as throughout this contest. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw now, Allen. On the move, headed right. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
All right, here we go. Second down. Another try following the sack. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock. But, man, the defense took that away, too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. And they just did.
And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. This finds Downs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Escapes the pocket, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs, but not this time. Great pursuit. Great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Putting the tight end in motion. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Love now. Complete beyond the marker. So 3rd and 16, no problem for them as they get the 1st.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Running up the middle, Dillon. And he's able to bring this one down to the 4-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Love from the gun. too much on that, and it sails through the end zone incomplete.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Here's Love. And he'll take this one in for the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Christian Watson with the touchdown. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Defense had a chance to scheme it up, now lined up to defend this try. He's throwing for it. He's on the move, and he won't get away. They bring him down. The sack prevents them from adding another 2 more to that lead.
You spend all week on 2-point plays, trying to get to your best options, but ultimately sometimes the execution of that pass, it doesn't work.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. And what we saw in the first half wasn't an anomaly, partner. They've kept throwing it to him as we work throughout the rest of this game, and the results have been just as good. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Connection made to Coleman. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Brought down by Quay Walker. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Another one for Cook. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Motioning him from the slot right. Allen on 3rd down. Shakir with the grab. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
On 1st down, Allen has him on the quick hitter. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
2nd and 3 now. Shakir in motion right. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Connection made to Shakir. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. To throw again, it's Allen. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And now they face 2nd down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Allen gonna throw again. Connects with Cook. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought down by Quay Walker.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Again, Allen to the air. And that one's incomplete, pretty fortunately so. That was a big risk, nearly an end zone turnover. Instead, it brings up 4th down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Amendola able to put it through. And they get a smidgen closer as it's down to 16.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
Bass now to kick this away. Nixon now to return it. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. And you can see in these clips quite an extensive highlight reel he's put together in what is a 4-touchdown game for him already.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this guy's in the zone. I know in hoops, sometimes shooters say that hoop looks and that basket looks enormous. Right? I know on a golf course you're thinking, man, everything is a birdie. For this guy today, 4 touchdowns on the ledger, he's made it look easy.
First and 10 now from the 30. Takes the handoff, now Love. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. To the air with Love. And that's into the hands of Dobbs. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. They'll hand it to Dillon. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackled on the play by Taylor Rapp. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Here's 2nd and 5. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And he's able to get this down to the 36. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Tackle made by Cole Bishop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 34. Gets this one to Watson. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He has the first over the middle. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Another try following the sack. This finds Dobbs. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano. So the Bills going with a dime package now on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Love. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter on this Thursday night. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. So yet again, they're turning to him to try to put 3 on the board. From the right hash, this is going to be a 51-yarder. He had all the distance and just enough accuracy to send it through. And make this a 19.3 score advantage.
I think you can call this one now, Kate. His field goal makes it a 3-score game, and even the most improbable comeback attempts are going to have a hard time erasing that type of deficit here in the final quarter.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Their offense running back out now. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Complete, it's Cooper. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
They've got a man in motion. From the 30 on 2nd down. And that's completed right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
2nd and 6 coming up here. To the air again, Allen. Off the mark there, incomplete pass. This one intended for the running back. So it'll be 3rd down.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Putting a receiver in motion. To the air, 3rd and long. Into traffic, complete. And they get this down to the 28. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
First and 10. Here's Allen. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Looking for Keon Coleman that time. And now it's 2nd down.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
2nd down. Allen throwing again. Gets this to Kincaid. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Handoff headed right. It's Cook. Gets to space right side. And he has it all the way down to the 8. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. Ask that running back to come up with more than he's used to on 3rd down. And he made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly, but he sure made that one look routine.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Headed in the wrong direction, Brock, as they take 2nd and goal now from the 13. This is Cook. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Just 2 yards there on 2nd and goal, and still a ways to go now on 3rd.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
3rd and goal for Allen. He couldn't hang on, Brock. It looked like a touchdown, but it slips right through his hands, and now it's 4th down.
Plays like that are called twofers. It's why coaches live 2 years for one. All the planning, great play call, careful execution led to that, and it was still dropped to the turf. Touchdown, lost.
Amendola able to put it through. And they get a smidgen closer as it's down to 16.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
Bass now to kick this away. Nixon now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. Thrown on 1st down, Love. Completes this one to Kraft. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Love out of the shotgun. Watson with the catch. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers. Handoff here to Jacobs. And he finds his way up to the 47 before he stopped. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Love on 3rd and short. That's caught for the 1st. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. from the 38. That finds Jacobs complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Love from the gun. He sends this one to the end zone. They connect on the deep shot. And he's got it. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers have likely locked up the win right there. It's a Romeo Doubs touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
McManus on for the extra point. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Packers stretch the lead to 23. On now is McManus to kick this away. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. This offense making its way back out now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Man in motion here. 1st down throw for Allen. Finds Kincaid. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
On 1st down, Allen. Curtis Samuel's there for the catch. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
That is all-out effort, Kate, to make the catch. Putting his body on the line, diving for the ball. He earned that reception, and some more targets are clearly coming his way in the future.
Allen now on 1st down. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete.
When a defender can get his hands on a pass and knock it away in any way, that's usually good things for the defense.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. To throw again, it's Allen. Setting up the running back screen. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Again, Allen to the air. Hits his running back. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Offense looking confident, but they need 4 here on 4th down. They send a man in motion. Desperation time here on 4th. Pushes it toward the sideline, and he has it. Feet are inbounds. They find 21 yards and get the first down. Oh, baby, what a call to go for it on 4th.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
He finds Kincaid. And he drives this down to the 8 before going out.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Allen gonna throw again. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Buffalo. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
All right, once again, Bills have the offense out. They're trying for 2. To the air again, Allen. And no connection on the 2-point try. It fails. Okay, Brock, dialing up another 2-point call. And remember when your friends didn't have a voicemail and it would just ring and ring and ring? It's still ringing. Falls short again of reaching that end zone.
Yeah, this defense is not doing very good between the 20s or even in the red zone, but they do find a way to rise up. This is always my challenge with being super aggressive, is why give that defense something to feel good about coming off the field after you put 6 on the board?
Not really much of an avenue left for a comeback in this one, but they still have to try the onside kick here. And the Packers are able to recover the kick. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They stick with Jacobs. And they get him down after a quality pickup to about the 36. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he's brought down after getting this to the 17 into the red zone. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Well, that's a case where defensively you've got to keep your eyes in the backfield and be ready if they go with that drop play. Even an extra second to react, well, it gives them room for a gain just like that.
On second down, Jacobs. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. They'll run, Jacobs. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. He gets him 3, and this brings up second and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's second and goal. Again, it's Jacobs. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Green Bay. Packers can rest easy with a 3-score lead. So now, here's third and goal. Play fake, it's Love. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
You know, that's an example right there where you just simply got to be on the same page with each other and get both ends of the play right to execute. They want that one back.
So yet again, they're turning to him to try to put 3 on the board. A very short kick here from the right hash. The kick by Folk is good. And that extends the lead to 20.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. A good defensive play breaks that one up. And it's going to be second down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. So they're left facing third and long. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. To the line we go. They're set, first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete. Couldn't connect with Amari Cooper. So that brings up second down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Back to the air, Allen. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That's swatted away, incomplete. He was looking Amari Cooper's way there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
Allen on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. You know, Brock, I'm going to admit a little bit of surprise here. As pass-heavy as this league has become, that this record isn't at least challenged a little more often. But finally, just like that, someone has conquered it.
And now, Kate, now there is a new single-game record for every...
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. So Buffalo's going to call it 2nd timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. Driven backward to the 11 as they line up for 2nd and goal. Another try following the sack. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Here's Allen. He has the catch, but no, he can't get down in bounds. Oh, Brock, it was nearly a touchdown, but they're going to say it's incomplete.
Gosh, I love how the receiver creates space from the defender, and even more so the concentration to make the catch. What he didn't have was enough real estate to get his feet in and make an exciting completion.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I get it. It's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
The home teams and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. And this one, just a formality till the clock runs out. Only one timeout remaining to stop it. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Going run again with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. So this is a Packers win. And we know how rain can wreak havoc at any moment on a football field, but they didn't let that stop them today. They played their game, and as a result, they're leaving here with a victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Green Bay.